Hi guys, Amy Curtis here, and in the last week I have discovered, or uncovered rather, a limiting belief that I have been holding on to that has really been blocking me around in three areas of my life, I would say, honestly. Um, and I wanted to share that with you today, both what the belief is, and then I wanted to do a tapping round about it because I've been tapping on it every single day since it came up, since I uncovered or discovered that I have this belief. So just a little bit of a backstory so you understand where I'm coming from. The other day I was tapping on an issue that I've noticed lately, that I tend to attract people who are, for lack of a better word, are damaged in some way, or have low self-esteem, or don't love themselves, or have an area of their life that they're really concerned about or need fixing. And of course I'm thinking maybe I attract these people because I can help them. It's something that I frequently do with friends and people that I meet when they have an issue and I have a tool or something that they could potentially try to fix that issue. As a natural born teacher, I can't help it. If I know something, I want to teach it to others, and I want them to learn from my experience and my knowledge. So that kind of made sense to me. But I was tapping on that issue, and in the stream of consciousness, as tends to happen when you're tapping, some other things came out, and I was asking myself, maybe it's good that I attract these people because then I can help them. But then how much of myself do I want to offer to them? Because energy is limited. And then immediately I stop myself because I'm like, wait, what? Energy is limited? No, it's not. And I know it's not because of everything that I'm learning about the universe, both about our thoughts and how they create our reality around us, and everything I'm learning about quantum physics and metaphysics. I know it is a scientific fact that energy is infinite. It's abundant. It exists everywhere in the universe because everything is energy and it can't be destroyed or created, and there's an infinite supply of it in the universe. So then I was thinking, well, okay, but then where did that come from? Why did I think that? Where did that thought come from when I consciously know it's not true, but obviously my subconscious is arguing with that a little bit, does not truly believe that. And then I started thinking, well, where did that come from? Where did that limiting belief come from? And then I started thinking back, and I discovered very quickly, once the belief entered my brain and in my conscious mind, I knew exactly where that belief came from. And it dates back to my last really serious relationship. For those of you that don't know, I was in what I would consider a pretty toxic relationship for a number of years. And at that time, sort of towards the end of that relationship, I was also going through a lot of personal struggles myself. My health was very bad. The skin condition I previously talked about in another video was really, really severe. I felt like my skin was on fire all the time. I was in a car accident and I hit my head and had a concussion. Luckily, it was a relatively mild concussion as concussions go, but it took months, if not over a year, year and a half plus, to actually truly heal. For the better part of a year, the whole left side of my head was inflamed all the time. It was puffy, it was red, it was hot. And even in my brain, I could feel in my left ear and this lymph node, this whole side of my head was just inflamed all of the time. And that was on top of my skin issue. So, and there were so many other things going on at the time. I owned a house that was in desperate need of repair, and I was dropping money left and right to fix all the things that needed to be fixed about it, because I also had a tenant living in it at the time who was also another very big source of stress for me at the time because of the way she was handling some of those situations. She had a lot of things going on in her life, and it kind of bled into our relationship as a landlord-tenant. So there was that, and I was commuting an hour to work every day. So an hour there and an hour back in very, very heavy rush hour traffic on an extremely busy highway. Um, After the car accident, mind you. So I also had this like fear in my head during that time. There were just so many things. And of course, I told you before, I was a special education teacher, so quite a lot of my energy was being spent at work, trying to continue doing my job, even with the concussion. The lights, the fluorescent lights and the computer screens, which we spend a significant amount of our day doing a lot of our work on computer screens, was really aggravating my concussion. My skin issue was causing me problems, the commute to and from work, the toxic relationship I was in. There were just so many things that seemed to be draining my energy. And at the time, this belief that energy is limited was actually serving me. And that's what's interesting about limited beliefs, because we create them for a reason. They exist to protect us. Our subconscious mind creates these beliefs as a means to protect us from something. And in this case, the thing that belief was protecting me from was this toxic relationship. I truly believe that if I had not been for that belief, I would not have been able to walk away from that relationship and really focus my attention and energy on myself and my healing process. At the time, I was in so much pain, physical and emotional pain, that my healing process was my absolute top priority. And so at that time, because I felt like this relationship was draining my energy, it was very angry and very critical. I really could not, at the time it felt like I could not afford spending my energy on that and heal at the same time. So if it had not been for that belief that energy is limited, or that it was limited to me, that I only could have a certain amount of energy and that I had to save my energy to focus on my healing, I may never have walked away from that toxic relationship. So it did serve me. It absolutely did serve me at the time. But I'm safe now. I'm not in that relationship anymore. I'm over that relationship. I've moved on from it, and I'm quite happy without it. And so I don't need that limiting belief anymore. And that belief has kept me blocked in a number of areas of my life. When I thought back, my money trouble started around this time as well. And what is money? It's energy. It's a form of energy. It's an energy exchange. So if you believe that energy is limited, what's that going to do to your money situation? It's going to limit it. Same with love. Love is a form of energy. If you believe energy is limited, that could potentially block you from receiving love. So when I had this, when this limiting belief presented itself and was uncovered and brought from my subconscious to my conscious mind, man, it just brought up so many different things. And 3 areas of my life that I'm really trying to work on right now: money, health, and relationships. All 3 of them are affected by this belief. So I uncovered this belief about a week ago or sometime last week. I've been tapping on it every single day since. And some days more has come out than others, but almost every day I'm having a really profound release where something comes out. And so what I want to do here today, I haven't tapped about it yet today. I'm going to now for you so you can see. So I guess I'll apologize in advance if I start crying, because it's definitely a possibility. I've done that most of the days that I've tapped on this as things have been coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and start this tapping round. This is my very first ever tapping on camera, so bear with me. I'm just gonna let it flow and we'll see what happens, and you get to watch. I hope it's not too weird for you guys. Okay, here we go.